Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 34 of the Michael Pina Senior Show. It's Friday the 13th here, April 13th, 2018. Don't be afraid. All right, listen. Bruce Lee said, if you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. And that's going to go into what I have to talk about today with with young people out there. You got to understand you've got time, and it's a beautiful thing, and you don't want to waste it, and you don't want to, you can make mistakes and still have time to correct them. But if you've got questions to ask me, because I've got another question today that makes it exciting for me, get in touch with me, Coach P2210 at yahoo.com, or you can call or text me at 774-287-9323. Go to michaelpinasenior.com. All my information's on there. You can message me on Facebook at Pina Financial Coaching. So whatever you want to do, I got a nice question that came in, and I'm using just the first name. It came in from Steve, and it says, I'm 26 years old, living at home. Should I stop paying off my debt to save to move out of my parents' home and get my own place to live? So I thought this was going to be a simple answer until I started doing research. And that's what I like about a question just like this. I can dig in and, let me be your coach. Get in touch with me and meet with me because, I'm going to try to answer this the best that I can for you, Steve. But it always depends on a lot of things. So the first thing is, and it doesn't indicate by this question right here, it depends on how the situation is at home. If it's a volatile situation at home with your parents, then yeah, you gotta get out right away. And we gotta figure that out. You gotta save up the money and get out. But if it's a good situation where you're getting along, I'd rather you follow the baby steps and, pay off your debt, get through baby step 2, pay off your debt, save 3 to 6 months in emergency fund, and then move on to baby step 3B and save for a home as for cash. All right. But I agree with you, Steve, that at 26 years old, you probably want to be living on your own. And it's a psychological thing. The things that you seem to start to accomplish when you're living on your own is, goes far and beyond anything that is if you are living, at home. So you do want to get out of your parents' house. It's just how fast that you can in making sure you don't make a financial mistake while you're doing it. So now with that being said, I looked up some things and I was shocked by the some of the things I found out. Now, if you were going to move out, the average cost of renting an apartment in Boston today is $3,000 a month. That's the city of Boston. Now, I did look up some other towns. I live in Brockton. In Brockton, it's $1,455 a month. This is on average. All right. In Abington, it's $1,953 a month. In Bridgewater, it's $1,596 a month. And in Hanover, it's $1,971 a month. That's a lot of money. All right. Because really, you have to come up with, first month security deposit and the last month. So, for example, in the city of Boston, you need $9,000 just to move into the place. In the city of Brockton, you need $4,500. So you're going to need either $4,500 or $9,000 just to move in, just to have, that money up front to move in. And I suggest that you have 3 to 6 months emergency fund set up before you even move into a place. So you're talking probably need $25,000 at minimum just to move into a place. So, you got to start saving now. All right. So yeah, it depends on your situation. If it's a volatile situation at home, I would temporarily slow down my baby step 2, which is paying off all your debt and start saving up this $25,000 to get out. Now, if I'm living at home, I'm going to do everything in my power to also save up money. But, at the same time, a good rule of thumb is that you don't want to use more than 28% of your income to, basically pay for housing. So with that being said, I use some numbers based on somebody, and I didn't know if you're in a relationship, but this is what makes it easier to be in a relationship and to split the cost. But let's say you're living on your own, you're single, and you're making 50 grand a year, which the average income, by the way, is 50 grand a year in this area. It's more like 40 grand a year across the country. But let's say 50 grand a year, 28% of your gross income for housing would be $14,000 a year, which broken down would be $1,166 a month. Making 50 grand a year, you can't even afford these apartments. I said, you can't afford an apartment in Brockton. So to me, I would really like to see it, if things were better for you at home, like to see you save up to buy a house. Okay? So at 50 grand a year, you could still save up to buy a house, and just running some numbers, okay, and I suggest that you put 20% down and take out a 15-year fixed mortgage, right? You want to take out a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. Well, with the payment of $1,166 a month, your loan amount could be $155,000. So you could buy a house, by my calculations, at 20% down. If you saved up and put 50 grand down, you're only buying a $205,000 home. So, if you bumped it up to a 30-year fixed, you could buy almost a $300,000 home. Now, here goes the problem with that, because I'm doing these numbers and I'm shaking my head. The average cost of a house in Massachusetts today is $388,300. So the math isn't working here right now. Now, you might have to look to another state. In the state of New Hampshire, the average cost of a home is $254,000. So, it's a difficult question to answer, but it does depend on your situation at home. I'd hate to see you spend $3,000 a month, come up with $9 grand, put down, and then all of a sudden you're living what they call house poor. Because I want you to have that American dream of owning a home. And, I'm starting to realize it's becoming harder and harder every single year. But, you can do it. Get out of debt. All right. And if you're laser focused and things are good at home, stay at home for a short amount of time. Have things down in a written budget. Have a plan. Okay. Get out of debt, have a written budget, and then stay laser focused and put every single dime, work 2 jobs, work your ass off, and put away as much cash as you possibly can. And when you hit that $25,000 mark, start inquiring about a mortgage and see if you can get a pre-approval, it's called. Because you can't even start looking for homes right now without a pre-approval. And see what you can get approved for, okay? But I wouldn't do a 3.5% down. They call that a first-time home buyer's mortgage. And I'd rather see you do 20% down, because if you're putting 3.5% down, you probably are going to be what they call house poor. Instead of 28% of your income going to your house, you're going to be closer to 40%. And you're going to run into money problems. Things go wrong. Things happen. So, yeah, I know I'm going deeper into this, Steve, than you wanted me to, but it's not an easy question. And I want you to know the numbers, okay? The main thing is get out of debt, save up money. If it's a volatile situation, get out sooner than later. All right? But it's going to take cash. It's going to take time. And that's what we began with. It's time. You're young. You've got time. And I hope things are good at home with you, because if you have good things good at home, take that time to save cash. Take that time to do the right thing and save money. All right. So that was an interesting situation that we had right now. Please ask me some questions. I get excited. I love doing this research. If you don't think that I'm answering things right, call me out. I don't care, because I just want to learn. I want to build our community one person at a time. I want to help you. I want us to help each other. All right. So listen, I'm living my passion one day at a time. I want to win. I want to help you win. Let's win together.